From Virginia Beach to the global stage, these two brothers helped reshape lyricism, influence culture, and set a bar that still stands today. After years of growth and individual journeys, they came back together with clarity, purpose, and a body of work that feels both personal and powerful. Let God sort them out. Make some noise for that. A full statement rooted in honesty, grief, precision, and excellence. That work has reaffirmed why their voices still matter at the highest level. This afternoon, we're going to celebrate the journey, the album, the impact. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet, make some noise for Pusha T and Malice, a.k.a. Clipse.
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
VA taking over Nashville, was what they said. VA's in the building, by the way. VA in here?
Yeah, I heard that. What up, what up? 757, I hear you.
So being from VA, guys, I've had the pleasure of watching this story up close and personal, but for the culture and the people in the room, right, I want to take a step back and just put this full moment in context. When you look at where Clipse started and where you're standing right now, what makes this chapter different from every chapter that came before it?
I would say the perseverance and the resilience. I would say staying true to the art form, to the fundamentals, staying true to ourselves, and still being a fan of hip-hop the same way we were originally, and that never goes out of style.
Sir, make some noise. So before we talk about this classic album, I said classic album because it's, as we all know, nominated for how many Grammys? 5. Say 5. Make some noise for that. Also, Rolling Stone, #1 hip hop album of 2025. Make some noise for that. So before we get to this classic, I want to just understand, what was that conversation between the two of you? Because obviously you all went on a hiatus in 2010, but what was the conversation between the two of you before starting this journey for this classic?
You know, for me, it was something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do another Clipse album. You know, and I would, I'd call my brother and be like, hey, yo, we got some offers to do this Clipse album. And he'd be like, I'd tell him like what it was worth or whatever, And he was like, nah, he wasn't with it. So it got to a point to where we started doing projects, and I was doing a project, and Nigo from Bathe and Ape, he had put out a couple albums. And, with that being the case, I took that as an opportunity to be like, yo, man, Nigo want a verse. Like, you got to give Nigo a verse. I mean, he started out with us. And with that came a couple verses. And then I had a solo project. And I was like, man, I need a verse for my solo project. And the reception was so good, I would just like, I just keep sending what they saying online. Just sending it over, never asking. And then, it got to the point they were, asking for shows and things like that. And, eventually, man, it was just.
Yeah,
I mean, you can take it.
No, I'm just saying it. There were a few breadcrumbs, going out to Wyoming, working with my brother, we got to do use this gospel.
Right.
So if you was talking about Jesus, I was like, okay, this makes a little sense to me,
Right.
So I got my feet wet with that, and it was just like I got coaxed in of things that I felt like made sense, and we just got back together and let God sort them out. Even the title.
So can we talk about the title, Let God Sort Them Out? How did you all land at that title?
Let God sort them out. I think the full phrase is kill 'em all, let God sort them out. And if you know the Clipse, you know our whole discography has religious themes behind it or religious sayings. And this was just one that was like, let God sort them out just seemed very fitting. At the same time, it kept the competitive nature of what we look to do musically.
So I gotta say, because I've listened to this album, arguably one of my top played albums this year. So with much respect, I'm no easy customer,
Appreciate
y'all
you,
know.
man.
It ain't just because of the hometown bias, but
Thank you.
but I hear the intentionality when I listen to the album. Some people make great records, no disrespect, but some people make great bodies of work. This to me is an example of a great body of work. But at this stage in your career, what does cohesion look like when you think of sequencing, the themes, the mixing? Shout out to who I want to make sure I love on the engineers, Manny, Pharrell, obviously
Yes.
Mike and Kevin were the mixing
Absolutely.
engineers on the project.
Yes.
So but I want to hear more about just that intentionality and just the planning and the cohesion and planning a record like this.
So what I will say is that, like I mentioned earlier, we're still fans of the hip hop we grew up on, where they use just one producer, and it was about cohesion, and the whole body of work told a story. We've always been like that, with all of our albums, and this one no different. And to come back with Pharrell, and to make
Shout out to
sure-
P, man. 757, man.
Yeah.
Pharrell. Man, y'all can do better than that. Make some noise for Pharrell. Yeah.
Just to have them do the whole album top to bottom, it was just, I feel like that was a wonderful way to come back the same way we stepped off.
If they haven't heard the album that's in this room or newly discovering the album because of the multiple Grammy nominations, what feeling or statement or sentiment would you want people to kind of walk away with when they hear Let God Sort Them Out?
Purist. Like we are hip hop purists. This is lyric driven. This is upper echelon production. This is competitive. We come from and we're from the era of, where hip hop, like we saw hip hop from its inception. Like, man, this is street music. And we only know it one way. This is all we can give you. We don't know how to make albums that aren't cohesive. Like, we don't even know how to do it. So we would fail at that. This is telling a story, a storytelling. This is, we got to give y'all the whole movie. And that's, I feel like we want people to take, really step into our world when listening to the album. It's us. Every part of it is us. And that's what we give to the people.
But why was now the right time for the Clipse, not only as artists, but as brothers? Like, why now?
I can't say that we planned for that. So many things happened that I feel like if we had planned for it, it wouldn't have worked out as well. I believe, that it was time when you look at music and the things that I thought were missing, substance. After you listened to it or after you purchased it and you listened to it, you didn't walk away empty. I like to think that we give you something to think about. I like to think that, we just give you some real meat. We give you ourselves, we give you life, true to life. You get the clips in real time. Never trying to be something that we're not. Never trying to fit in with the trend. Just giving you us. And it proved to be the perfect time.
That's good. So I want to go to Paris. Let's go to Paris. We all from VA, but we're going to go to Paris for this section right here because you recorded the album at the Louis Vuitton headquarters.
Yes.
I've never heard of anyone ever recording an album in a similar environment. But I would love to know creatively, what did this space unlock that maybe you couldn't get from a traditional studio?
I say all the time that recording in LV headquarters, you were surrounded by criticism everywhere you turned. You know, how it's set up, you know, let's say this is the studio where we are. We get to that first table right there, that's where they cutting patterns. You get over there, they're looking at fabrics. The shoemakers to the left, and it's all open. It's all open. So while Pharrell's making beats, you know, sometimes, hey man, I don't like the beat, and he's hammering away at it. And I'm
you're
like,
the person that tells Pharrell you don't like
oh,
the beat.
1,000%. I don't like the beat. And then, you know.
You know how a parent stands over a child when they don't know how to do their homework? That's him.
And, you know, and sometimes I have to be like, man, well, look outside. Ain't nobody bopping. Like, ain't nobody bopping. You know, and you know, it's that type of energy in the studio. But then you know, you have these people who are in fashion, and they're perfectionists themselves, and you know, it's just, like I said, it's just criticism everywhere, and it's open, and everybody is just like being their most creative self in this area. And it's like, you know, I mean, it's like, man, when we made certain records, we were all in there cheering and, oh, that's crazy, you know, the pattern cutters like, man, that's nice, you know, whatever. And then you have you know, we making The Birds Don't Sing. Everybody in there crying. Everybody. Rapper, producer, shoemaker. Everybody. And it's like, and crying in the making of it. It's like, you know, 4 bars and you gotta stop.
Wow. So I want to just visually, because I'm seeing like the picture you're painting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of recording there, but just I want to get into the recording process while being there. How does it work? Is it like Pharrell is making beats, or y'all coming with lyrics already prepared? Like, kind of walk us through like what a day would look like, or what is that process?
You know, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When we get into album mode or writing mode, like, you're always writing, whether it be in the car, whether it be in the shower, whether washing dishes. I wash dishes. You know, so it always writing. And when you think of something, I don't take it for granted that I'm gonna remember it. Like, I store and stock everything, you know. You were talking about being at LV headquarters. One of my thought process was being amazed of just seeing the possibilities. Paris, LV, luxury, and then to see, you know, my brother, and to see, you know, Pharrell, and just remembering us growing up together, and watching these top tier high level events, and being overwhelmed that it is still unfolding. You know, you never know what new height it is going to be. You know, 1 minute we're in Virginia Beach, the next minute we're on LV runway, you know? So it just opened up my creativity the whole time, just being there. Hey, this can go anywhere. Sky's the limit.
Incredible, man. I would love to know one note, because Pharrell is a genius. I'm not, arguably one of the most incredible, prolific producers, songwriters, engineers that ever walked this planet. But I have to know, for this project specifically, what was a note that he gave you that made a song go from good to undeniable?
Make it sticky. Yes, man, that was the exercise. The exercise of the whole album. If you noticed, all the verses were done in patterns and stencils. Every verse. And Pharrell has been trying to get us to do that from
the beginning.
1 trillion years, right?
Yeah.
personally, I usually like more mixtape, freestyle type of raps, not having to stick to a pattern. I feel like it unlocks me to say more. This whole album was based on stay in the pattern and say and inject all of the steroids into the pattern. This is what he says. And man,
was right.
after he was dead right. Dead right. But once he did that, and once we did it like a couple times, man, it became a crossword puzzle. Putting the album together, putting the verses together became a crossword puzzle. And I'm talking about when you finished it, you had, I'm talking about you were like, it felt like it man, you finished the Rubik's Cube.
Right.
It was like, damn, you did it. And then you might go back and, see what line is weak to you or whatever. But as long as you stayed in that pattern and stayed in that stencil and injected the steroids into that, man, it made for great songs. Great song. Every verse on the album is that. I believe, right?
100%.
Yeah. Everyone.
100%, yeah.
What did this album need to say that only the Clipse could say at this time?
Well, I will say what has been said to us, and that it's inspiring, and that there was a lot of inspiration and people feel revived in hip hop. I've heard that they feel like a reset, a resurgence has happened. I think the thing that I'm most proud of is that I have heard that there is healing in this album. With the song "The Birds Don't Sing," people say that we have gave language to people that were experiencing grief but could not articulate it. So I'm very proud of that, and I think that's just something that the Clipse bring.
The Birds Don't Sing, obviously we start the album there. It's a song, obviously, right, y'all? But it just feels like real life, just coming from such a real place.
The realist.
Sparked by the loss of your parents. My condolences to you brothers.
Thank you.
What did it require creatively to tell the truth on that specific song and not overdo it, if I would say?
I'll say, I heard Pusha's verse first. He had finished his verse, and when I heard it, it's like I couldn't get past it. I was stuck. I feel like I was paralyzed. It wasn't just the loss of my parents. Of course, it started with that. But to see how he internalized it, that was very heavy on me as well. I could deal with my grief, or I was dealing with my grief, but when I saw, how he was dealing with his grief and how he articulated it, it was just another cut. So it kind of like pushed me that much further back in my writing process, because it's like I had to heal from that before I could get started. So, but just telling the truth, I don't think we tried to balance it. We had to really get this off of our chest and off of our heart, and just share the experience. Just share it just as it happened, and that's exactly what we did.
Is there a line in the song that you listen to this day that still stops you in your tracks when you hear that song?
Yeah, and it stopped me in my tracks when I wrote it. For me, it was it was the part when I said, damn, I had a dad. Because when I look back over it, oh man, he was there. He was there, provider, friend. My dad checked homework. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And yeah, so for me, that's a part that is like a gut punch.
And I know your parents are smiling down because to hear that song or see that song performed at the Vatican in September, that was. Can you talk about that experience? Because what a great way to honor them and being the first rap group to ever perform at the Vatican, y'all. That's great.
That was once again very surreal. It was a true testament to who our parents were. In life, always giving, always giving. Our friends, you know, they were like, because we had a 2-parent home, so they were like amazed at that, always giving, and even with their passing, still giving, and to be at the Vatican on a global stage, it just speaks volumes to who they were.
Yeah. I have to ask, was there one thing that you refused to compromise on sonically or lyrically for this project?
Nah, I mean, I think collectively we all know when it's right. You know, we all know when it's right. I think what we did do was give each other grace, though, in a sense of just creating. We know that sometimes, and I'm talking about from a rapper producer standpoint, you know, we had to let Pharrell like go through his process. So you may go to the studio, we may be in the studio, he may be hammering away at an idea, and you may hate it. And you may hate it, you know, for 3 hours, 4 hours. You know, you may come back in the next day and he's still trying to unlock or figure it out. But you have to let him go through it until he's done. Because within him trying to find his way out of it, it'll be a sound or something that you do like. And man, he'll clear the whole, if you like it, he'll clear the whole table off for it. He's like, oh, you like that? Okay, boom. And then he starts again. He starts something else with what you like. And that's just how you build, you know. You just have to have the patience. You know, and it's the same for us. Like, man, he, you know, with the verses, he's like, you love the beat. Why? Come on, you ain't done yet. You know, it's like, but we give each other grace and we have patience. And I think that benefits us all.
That was the key to this album.
Yeah.
The grace and the patience.
Yeah.
I want to know, what did each of you learn during that hiatus apart that made the duo stronger when you came back together?
During that hiatus and getting back together, you know, going through my solo mission and everything, it was like, man, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders having my brother back with me. Not only just for songs and making it easier, but just being out here and knowing that somebody has your back, like right or wrong, it don't matter. Like, you know, I literally get to be 12 again. Just, yeah, I did it. What up? What's up? You know, it's that. But like, you know, that energy, I think that energy even came through on the album. I mean, you know, man, Malice, the best rapper of 2025.
Oh, man, come on.
Yeah,
man.
make some noise. Facts.
So it's like, you know what type of cleanup that is? Like, that's crazy.
So to that point, because Malice, you
Far too kind.
hey,
Far
brother,
too kind.
Push,
Far
you
too
know I
kind.
love you. Like you
For
did your
sure.
thing.
Hey, come on.
Malice,
It's
bro,
all good.
in your bag on this album, bro.
Thank you.
So,
Thank
but
you.
but I'd love to know from you, Push, what was your favorite verse from your brother on this album?
Man, so many. He has so many lines I wanted to say. Man, what? I done been both Mason Bethers.
Yeah, that.
Dog, I done sung along with rappers I never believed.
Yeah, that was.
Like, I should have said that. I should have said. Like, I mean, man, we could go. I mean, I could just go song for song. Come on, the other cheek and the eye.
Yes. Hey,
what?
That. Yo, because it took me a while to replay, and I like, hold up. Oh, it was the slap. Oh, that was.
Yes. You'll
Come
die
on.
at the Oscars.
Thank you.
Even the John 10:10 reference in there, you know what I mean? Like,
Come
this-
on.
come
You
on.
know it.
I mean, man, we could do this all day.
Okay.
And
So-
I could do the same.
Okay, so do the same. Your brother, some of your favorite verses, lines, lyrics.
The only Audi here is driven by my Al pair.
Yeah, okay, so can we talk about? I just sold my boy literally. So one of my cars is an Audi. I literally am getting rid of it because of you. So I when I said that's what we doing, it took me back to when Jay said we don't drive X5s. We give them.
He did that to me. Jay did that to me. I had just got the X5. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So thank you.
Happens.
Jeez, that Audi was a good car too. Wow. But yeah, so Malice, over the years during the hiatus, you were working on solo projects as was your brother, but you also were on a more, I say, a spiritual journey. You've always been a very much
Still.
Since I've known the conversations we've had, the music you shared with me, some of which ain't came out. Thank you again. I appreciate it. I still got it on my computer. But spiritually, I love to know, entering back into the Clipse era, like what was it that you needed to hear from God, or just what confirmation or affirmation did you need to make this complete?
Well, I will say for me, I had to take inventory of my life, take stock, of my life, make necessary corrections, and that's what it was about. It was about me, my missteps, things I've learned. I also want to say how much I appreciate my brother for giving me room to follow my convictions without any pushback whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah. The whole time. And yeah, and it wasn't about trying to change anyone else or try to get out here and preach a message. It really was, once I understood myself and felt like I understood the necessary corrections and where I'm trying to go and how I try to better myself, and understanding that in God that there is so much liberty. And the fact that I could not squander, his wisdom, everything that he's instilled into me, and hide it. He gave me this platform, and I just intend to use it as wise as I can.
Yeah, because the No Malice projects with fire, bro, and I'm proud of you. And I never mentioned Clipse, but even when we would be hanging out, I was like, I would never mention it. I knew this day would come though, but I respect you both individually, but today it's about the collective unit of Clipse.
Of course, thank you.
I do want to ask what was the biggest creative risk you took on this album, even if most people might not immediately catch it on the first listen? Like, what was a big creative risk?
I don't feel like anything was risky.
Yeah.
I really felt comfortable. Let's do it. We have a standard, and he's not gonna let nothing come out that ain't right. So it's just knowing the standard and knowing, what it is before you release it. And we've always. That's why we always say we don't have any throwaway records. We don't make 20 and hope 10 stick. Each one is chiseled, handcrafted.
So there's
and
no
we
leftover
believe-
songs.
We never have. We've never. I mean, if you just think about the discography, there are not a lot of just loose Clipse records in the world. It's not. It's not a lot of loose verses. It's. I mean, it's not. When we set out to make an album, we be like, oh, we doing 12. Okay, 12. It's 12. That's what we doing. 13. Okay, that's too many. All right, 11. Like, that's how it goes.
What song took the longest to finish and why?
Birds.
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 Birds was 2 bars one day. You might get 3 the next day. You might get a half of one and go home.
2 bars, cry for an hour.
Oh, man.
2 more bars.
Cry for 3 hours.
Cry for 3 hours.
Yeah. You might just. Yeah, that was a tough one.
You can feel it. I told you. It feels like, yes, a song is a composition, but it just feels so real, man. When I hear it, it's just, I get teary-eyed just listening to both of you on that song.
That was another buzzword for Pharrell being a producer. We have to make compositions. Yeah. We gotta make compositions. That's where we're gonna win. If we make compositions, nobody's making compositions. Right. That was his thing. I mean, I'm like, what do we gotta make? And he's like, listen, man, we gotta make compositions. He was like, yo, the stickiness of the verses, all of this played into what he felt was a composition. The stencils, all of that. So that was his you just said it. So I was.
Oh, I got the word from him from years ago. So I'll give
wow.
him credit.
Oh,
he's the same Pharrell.
Yeah. Oh yeah, same guy.
Pharrell,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him credit. When you said it, I'm like, well, he outed me. Yeah, thanks.
Oh.
Yeah. No, but shout out to P. I want to talk about these 5 Grammy nominations. Make some noise for that.
Yes.
So we got Album of the Year, Best Rap Album, Best Rap Performance for Chains and Whips, Best Rap Song for The Birds Don't Sing, and Best Music Video for So Be It.
Yes. Yes.
So, as a Grammy voter myself, I mean, you don't have to question all 5 for me personally, but
Me too.
yeah, you too. Okay, so is there one that means the most to you out of all 5?
I think to be considered for best rap album is a telltale sign that someone is paying attention, and just to be considered for that and recognized amongst your peers, it means a lot.
Yeah. Best rap album. Yeah. Best rap album. I think means the most to me. How I look at rap and how the rap that I love and I like to hear, it's not a lot of people who've won that award that I look at and I'm like, man, when Hove, a matter of fact, Hove won it for Hard Knock Life and didn't accept the award. Yeah. And I used to love that album. Yeah. So, but I think he boycotted that year, I think, or something. So, it was, that I think that means the most, man. For us, for what we stand for in rap, the content, for, what it is that we do. I want that one bad.
Well, I want that for both of you too, but I got to say the one that I want to see is Album of the Year. That's the one I personally want to see. It's arguably, like I said, when I look at and this is no.
Wait a minute, that's what I meant. Album of the Year.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, album. So you on the same page?
That's what I was
Okay.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sticking.
You sticking with rap album?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sticking with rap album.
Yeah, the album, when I think about just everything that came out this year, and there's some amazing people in the category. We love them, and some of them are featured on the record. Kendrick, Tyler, etc. But
for sure.
And even Lady Gaga. Shout out to Lady Gaga. There's a Gaga reference.
For sure, yeah, absolutely.
But Album of the Year was just, to me.
That's what I meant. So just to be considered for that category means that, someone somewhere is paying attention and listening.
So let's talk about Chains and Whips.
Yes.
Y'all heard the song? There was a situation. You all both collectively were signed or had a deal with Def Jam.
Yeah.
Individually, you were signed to Def Jam.
Yes.
Def Jam's parent company is Universal Music Group.
Yep.
I worked there for a while. God bless them all. So a song is recorded, Chains and Whips. And we all know the process that it goes through at a label. Sometimes, there's legal, there's this department, there's that department. I guess I want to understand, there was a feature added by the name of Kendrick Lamar to that song as well.
Right.
What the hell happened?
I think, just being honest, I feel like the optics of Kendrick Lamar and Clipse during the time where, he was going through his drama, going back to 2018 with my drama. You know what I'm saying?
You had drama?
Yeah, a little bit. But, I feel like that was a bit, I don't think that Universal liked the optics, or Republic liked the optics of us being together on a song. And, they basically tried to, get me to take Kendrick off the song.
Which was a 180 because they had told us they loved the album so much, when we played it for them, and that we had done everything. We totally delivered. There's nothing else that we could do. So to hear that there was, some kind of mix-up later, it had to be the optics.
And so I have to ask, and by the way, this song, we know Kendrick is on the song. Many may not know Lenny Kravitz is the one playing electric guitar on the song as well. They didn't say anything about Lenny, I'm sure, being on the record. But what did this situation teach you about standing firm in the moment and reinforcing your feelings about ownership and just art and just respect? Like, what did this experience, because again, y'all standing right here distributing, owning your own masters. It's a whole new chapter. Make some noise for that. Sure. So you're not at the mercy of a machine. You're not at the mercy of someone telling you what you can and cannot do. But what did this experience kind of teach you about just ownership and just art and just respect?
I think it's a continuation of just who we are, period. Like, that's how we came into the game. Never in bondage to anything. My brother and myself, we're extremists. When we're convicted about something, like, we're going all the way out with it. I guess with me, you could see just my willingness to lay it all down. You've seen how extreme he gets. He burns the whole entire house down. So we're extreme in different ways a lot of times. But I think integrity is just something that we bring to the table. And it has to make sense. And, the Clipse, we have always went through some kind of politics, some kind of red tape. But I think it's our faith and our faith in the music and the faith in, what it is we do. We know when the dust settles and the music gets put out, whatever it is, we're going to stand on it.
How did that moment reshape the rollout strategy, if at all? Like, did it add more fuel? Did it give you more clarity? Like, how did that moment really impact this rollout?
For the rollout, I feel like we already had a strategy with the rollout before any of this happened, and it was basically just pointing out and finding who were the real journalists. We wanted to speak to real journalists in the media. We were trying to find and light that fire of excitement that we used to feel in rap and picking up magazines and seeing ratings and like arguing over he got 3 mics and he got 4 and he should have got 5, but he got 2, and just having causing that banter. So that was how we were gonna attack. That was how we were gonna attack press anyway, from the door. So when all these things started happening, it was like, man, now we got to talk about it, because you can't, when you commit to doing press, you can't tiptoe around the conversation. No one buys it. So it's like, man, you got to just speak on it. And I think it made for a good press run.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got to talk about it.
Yeah, and we wanted to talk about the music.
Yeah.
We wanted to face it. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But we weren't trying to put it out there and then hide and just see what people say. We wanted to be able to face any criticism and, talk about what was good about it.
So there's quite a few features on the record.
Yep.
Kendrick Lamar, Nas,
Yes.
Tyler, the Creator,
Yes.
Yeah,
John Legend,
Yes.
absolutely.
The Dream,
Yes.
Yup.
Stove God Cooks,
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ab Lava,
Yes.
You know
Voices
it.
of Fire,
Yep.
Stevie Wonder,
Yep.
Lenny Kravitz,
Yep.
Yup.
of course, Pharrell.
Of course.
Of course.
What made some of these features right for this album that, I'm trying to understand that process. Like, how do you say, I'm going to call this person, I'm sending this to Tyler, I'm calling Nas. Like, is it just the song speaks to you? Is it just somebody owe you a favor, like a swap, or like?
Nah. It's no favors. It's just that you can just hear certain people on certain records. Honestly, I knew Tyler would tap dance all over POV. You just know it. Stove God, who I think Stove God is, and how talented he is. We didn't have a hook. The verses for FICO were nailed, totally nailed. And sometimes you nail the verses so good that you can't even get past the verse to create a hook. So like we were like, I was like, man, nah, let's give it to Stove, man, and let's just see what he do. And I think Pharrell left a reference up there of a hook that he was toying with or whatever. Stove sent that thing back in 5 minutes. No remnants of no reference or nothing. He did his own thing. He said, the hell with whatever we was thinking about. And one hitter quitter. One hitter quitter. Like, to me, the best hook on the album, like, might be the hook of the year. Like, he smoked it. He smoked it. But with everybody, I mean, the Kendrick feature that came from
He smoked it.
Yeah.
He
smoked it
in the middle of being busy too.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Like,
The GOAT Nas smoked it.
yeah. No, but I was saying that Kendrick feature happened because his publisher just happened to be in the studio with us while we was creating. And he called him and said, "Hey, you got to get on this album. I'm going to send you 2 records right now that I think you should do." And he sent them So Be It and Chains and Whips.
Wow.
And Kendrick was like, "Nah, I want to do both." And I was like, "Do both." But he only ended up sending one back. But you just hear people and I mean, to be honest, when you think that you've said all that you can say in a verse, it's a lot of times you like to leave it to someone else to close or finish up where you left off, because man, we nailed those 16s.
Yeah.
Like, nailed them. And it was like, all right, we still got room. What's up?
Chandeliers, Nas.
Yeah. That was made for Nas.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
when Pharrell thought that the beat was he was looking for a change in the beat.
That change is crazy.
He was looking for a change, and as soon as I heard what he was doing, he was like, "I need 8." I said, "No, you need Nas."
Yeah.
Right now. I said, "This is all the world is yours, remix, whatever. it had those codes in it to me. I mean, when I heard it, something from that time.
And of course, Ab Lava, he's been with us from the beginning, from the Re-Up Gang. He feels about hip hop the same way, we do. Still lyric driven hip hop. And the conversations we have and talking about rap, and he just cut from the same cloth, so he always makes sense.
Yeah.
I want to ask, which feature, when you were listening to the final playback of the album, surprised you the most?
I'm going to say watching the reaction in show, I realized that Stove smoked that shit.
Yeah.
Stove smoked that shit. He smoked it. I mean, the show, yeah. Like by the time they singing the hook and FICO in the show, it's nuts.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So I got to tell you, POV is one of my favorites on the album.
Wow.
It was almost scrapped.
Damn.
Well, glad it did. Y'all heard the POV, right? You heard? Yeah. There's a music video that just dropped a few days ago. Have y'all seen it? And that ain't enough people. Can we roll the video? Because everybody hasn't seen it. This is the music video for POV. Clipse, Tyler, the Creator. Let's go. That video's fire. Shout out to Cole Bennett. Cole directed the video.
Shout out Cole, man.
Killed it.
First time working with him, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he nailed it. So we talked about the music. We talked about the 5 Grammy nominations. We talked about Rolling Stone #1 hip hop album of 2025. But we got to talk about the fashion. Right now, my brothers are GQ Men of the Year on the cover of GQ. Make some noise for that. On newsstands right now. And I know everybody from VA, we just, come on, man. We all fly. Everybody got style. But I'm curious to know when were you conscious that fashion became a part of your musical language?
Oh, man. Fashion to me has always been a part of hip hop for me. In every aspect, I always, man, I had hammer pants. Yo, I cut my eyebrows. I cut my eyebrow off, trying to be like Big Daddy Kane. Like, man, I mean, anything. I cried for an Adidas suit when I couldn't get one. Like, man, fashion, like, I wanted to look like whoever I saw, who I thought was fresh. Like, and, if they was great at what they was doing, it was like, that was part of it that locked me in. I told somebody the other day, I was like, man, Yo MTV Raps, I think, kind of taught me how to dress. It's like all of that, like hip-hop just shaped and molded all of that for me. And I think everybody that I liked, they were always very fresh. So I just thought that was part of the criteria. You just got to be, you just had to be. So now, like, 2025, it's like Instagram and this and that, and you got all those things. It's like, that's just another way to connect with your fans for me.
Yeah, it wasn't just the music. Like, I had to like how you carried yourself. I had to like how you dressed. We have an older brother, and he was big into the break dancing and the whole culture, and just I remember stealing his shell-toe Adidas. I remember my mom buying everybody sheepskins, Kangos, Gazelles, wanting to be like Lee on Beach Street. So fashion always went hand in hand with hip hop.
Yeah, like we have an older sister as well, and she used to love Rakim, and she used to be like, yeah, he's like the man. I was like, well, why is he the man? She was like, cause he don't smile, and don't you smile. And I'm like 8, don't smile. She was trying to just tell me why this man was the man to her. Like he was all world of hurt.
Yeah.
But it was because he didn't smile. But it was just those nuances were always like, it was the persona as well. Just not not just the music.
The jewelry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all of it.
So with the nominations, the accolades, being on every platform, covers of magazines, what does that mean to you personally, being acknowledged at this level, at this stage in your career?
Oh, it's for me it shows that we're still competing in this game, not just existing in music. I don't ever want to just exist in music. Every time we put out something, we're going for the gold, we're going for said Grammy, whatever, lyricist of the year, whatever. That's what we know hip hop to be. This isn't about just being in it, just to be in it. Like, nah, we want to put out music that you can, compare to whatever's popular, whatever's the new trend. That's how we stay sharp. We hear all of what's going on and we're like, okay, that's dope, but this is what we're gonna do. And then sonically we have to compete. Like it's a boxing match the whole time for us.
Yeah.
Like, and that's and at the same time we're trying to show like what we do does not go out of style. Lyric driven hip hop does not go, like fundamentals, just the art of it all does not go out of style.
And for me, my return, totally contingent on who he has been, because he could have been here just rapping and I wouldn't have came back. It is his integrity, how he has, raised the bar, how he has always been competing, his professionalism, his loyalty to the game. This is the hip hop that I have always loved. So he made a really nice soft spot for me to land, to return.
That's all we got, bro. Nashville. Make some noise.
Nashville, thank
Make
y'all,
some
man.
noise for the
Thank
Clipse.
y'all.
Thank you, brothers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Phil.
We sound crazy.